Welcome to the Ref Room, hockey talk for referees, coaches, players, and fans.
Broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
With your hosts, Scott Smokin, Silz, and Brad Baumruck.
Live.
The Ref Room starts right now.
And now your host.
All right, it is Monday. Welcome to the Ref Room, everybody. I am Scott Smokin Silz, joined by our local referee-in-chief, Mr. Brad Baumruck, as he puts a smile on his face. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Living the dream. How about you?
There you go. Well, it was a nice, exciting weekend. Lots of stuff going on. We're going to cover, we always try to talk a little bit about NHL hockey, but I think today we're going to talk a lot about hockey in general because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I mean, we finally lost Taves the other day. He's done. I don't think he's going to quit hockey. Yeah. I don't think he's quitting. I think he's going to go somewhere. I think he was pretty clear with the fact that, he just won't be a Blackhawk. He was told they're not going to re-sign him. He was a great captain for us. Okay. And yeah. Where do you think he's going to go? Who do you think will take him?
I don't know. Somebody that needs some sort of leadership role, though, kind of like what they did with Hossa, even though Hossa was at a much better time in his career, to put it that way. But, there's lots of guys that, were just leadership roles that stuck around in the NHL for a really long time, even though they played in, the second and third line. But they, a lot of people were like, wow, this guy really helped me out through my career. And those are the guys some teams are looking for.
Well, elite players tend to stay elite players. Doesn't matter. I mean, go back and look at Gretzky. The last year he played, I think he had 9 goals. But he still had almost 80 points.
Right.
He had almost 80 points. Now,
a lot of assists.
I get that 9 goals for him was a good weekend normally, not a season. But, to think that a guy like that can still put up that many points after playing that long, you got to think Taves, if he can play, if he doesn't have any injury issues, he's probably good for a 15 or 20 goal season with somebody and probably 30 or 40 assists. I mean, he probably puts up a 50-point season next year for somebody, and you're probably going to get him at a bargain price. So, I mean, it's not a bad value.
Yeah, and 50 goals from a guy like that, or 50 points from a guy like that is better than bringing up somebody that's untested that'll maybe get you 10 points.
Plus the leadership role that he will play and developing players and just being a steady source for the team. I mean, that's a pretty good value, I think, that somebody's going to get from him.
Yeah, I think personally, with Seattle having so many new guys and, this will be their first year in the playoffs, right? They might be an excellent spot for him to go next year because now, they may get knocked out here by the Avalanche in the first round. I mean, more than likely, right?
Yep.
Well, that's tough to come back to, but if you have a guy like Taves on your team the next year, hey, he's done it, and they've come back from stuff like this, so he'd be a good guy to bring in for something like that. I think. I mean, somebody with a lot of young players. New Jersey, they have a lot of young guys too, like stuff like that. I mean, that's where I would think that he would go. Honestly,
Jersey's going up against the Rangers. I think the Rangers are going to win that series. Yeah, that's my pick.
I think they are too.
Yeah.
I think they're winning that series.
Now, did you get to watch the game the other night, Taves' final game at the United Center?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. I watched most of the game, and it was pretty exciting. I was very happy for him that he scored a goal. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
His dad's in the building. Awesome. Dad's celebrating. He had the chance on the breakaway in overtime to win the game, and that puck just squeaked out like 3 inches to the right of the post. But now when we look back, if they didn't get a point in that game, their odds might have been about 18% getting Connor Bedard. As it stands now, with getting that 1 point, they only have I think it's an 11% shot. Let's put the I'm gonna put the graphic up here for everybody. I know it's a little blurry. I get that. So don't adjust your screen. But the Ducks have the 18.5% odds of getting Bedard in the first round. Now, according to the experts, for Bedard to be successful, the best place that he could actually go is Columbus, because Columbus has some players that are already good that can play.
Yeah.
Their feeling on the Blackhawks is there's nobody there. Bedard can't even come here and be successful because he's got nobody to play with. Now, they're saying that we've got one guy in Rockford.
Too.
What's that?
And he'll get his head kicked in, too.
Yeah. But I guess there's one guy in Rockford that's supposed to be our next Patrick Kane. I forget what his name is, but they're touting him as our next, best possible scenario to that could be our Kaner, our future.
Want to bet?
And
I'm not a gambling man, Scott. You want to bet me $1 on that?
Yeah. I don't gamble either. I'll bet you $5 on it. But anyway, so it's interesting. If you're out there watching, what are your thoughts? Do you think that the Hawks should have not tried to get that point and get a better shot at maybe getting Bedard? Or my opinion, honestly, and I know this sounds crazy because everybody's like, oh no, if you got Bedard, that's the chip that you need to build the whole team from there. But I honestly believe that the Hawks, had they got Bedard, and they still could get him, I'm not sure that they would not trade that pick, because they could probably get 3 first-round picks for Bedard, or a couple first rounds and a couple second rounds from somebody that's in a position to really move up. Maybe the Hawks bank that and wait another year, and now they will have enough strong pieces to really go get a team. That's,
Yeah, but you want to, if you're thinking putting people in the seats, I think Bedard's your best answer.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, they're going to come see Bedard. But if he's not successful and they basically, he becomes like the Lindros situation, just
Lindros also
overrated.
suffered from a lot of head injuries, too. Yeah.
Well, his head injury was more of he didn't want to go play where he was supposed to go play. He was kind of a holdout back then. So I don't know. I mean, he might have had a little better career had he been a little, less strict in his decision of where he might want to go. All right, now we have Joe Prescott says Canadians win lottery and all of Canada rejoices. Yeah,
I would wait for him to say that. I knew it was coming, Joe.
Well, Montreal is his favorite team. I know that. That is a fact. That is a fact. It is well known that is Joe's team. And with that being said, they've got an 8.5% chance of winning that lottery. If they did, that changes Canadian hockey for the future probably, because Toronto's already pretty darn strong. I'm going to go with Toronto. I'm going to pick Toronto to go all the way. I know that's against all the experts because they can't even normally get out of the first round. But I'm going to say that it's time for Toronto to actually do something this year.
So you think they're going to beat Tampa in the first
I do.
round?
I think this is the year that Toronto surprises everybody.
All right.
All
right.
Now, my high school picks were 100%. I had every pick. I had a perfect. Yeah. So I'm going on the limb here so I can go down in flames and you guys can own me for a period of time. But I'm going to go with that I think Toronto is the team to beat this year. I know Boston is supposed to be the team to beat and all that other good stuff. And Joe says hockey gods do not care about percentages. Yeah, that's right. Whoever gets that pick, though, will be in a good spot to have that choice. And that would be a nice thing for everybody to have. I mean, I don't think there's any team up there that would not like to have that first pick this year with Bedard. And, it's just the facts. Bielko says the lottery is fixed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get one of those $1.6 billion lawsuits against me, so I'm going to stay off that one. The one that Fox News is fighting right now. So I'll stay away from that.
Yeah. Let's stay away from that.
Yeah. I don't know. San Jose, they could turn things around pretty quickly if they got Bedard. They say the Coyotes would probably be another good spot. That's a possibility. If he can't go to Columbus, they liked him going to Arizona because Arizona does have a couple players he could play with and be successful. And, you know, you get a guy like that, he's got to be successful from the start to gain that confidence.
Well, he'd have to play the first 3 years at the whatever it is, the NHL maximum, minimum, whatever the heck that is.
Yeah.
But then after that, you know, whoever's going to get him is going to have some capital too in order to keep him.
Yeah, deep pockets.
So, and Arizona's got a lot of dead weight on their salary cap.
Yeah.
A lot of players that don't play currently are on their salary cap.
Yeah. Well, I forget which team it was. I know there was a team, was it the Capitals, that were playing with only like 15 or 16 guys in the lineup? You know, trying to keep the cap under what they needed to in order to be able to play. You know,
the Hawks played. Remember they were double shifting Kane. I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever it was when they got into that salary cap issue.
Yeah. And
I think he had to play two double shifts for 2 games or 3 games in a row so that they could just put a team out on the ice.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Yeah. All right, so that's kind of where we are on the NHL. Do you want to go through and you want to pick? Who do you like to go all the way?
Go all the way. Wow. You know, I know a lot of people are going to kick me for saying this, but I think Colorado's going to repeat again. But Dallas is going to be real tough for them to get by if they meet.
Wait, you cut out, so we didn't hear who you actually picked. Why don't you say that again?
I said Colorado. I think they're going to repeat, but Dallas is going to be a real big roadblock if they meet. Yeah. I could see that being a war of a series, which could actually weaken them for the remainder. But I'm going with Colorado, even though the East is pretty stacked over there. And then I think we got a lot of really good series ahead of us. I think it's going to be a good couple months of hockey. That's for sure. All right, so. With that being said, I want to move on to the IIHF, the girls 2023 gold medal champions. Women's. Congratulations. The women's.
Women's. I mean, that was amazing. They, they were down and they came back and then they ran away with it. So I thought that was pretty exciting and I'm happy for them. That has become such a great rivalry with the U.S. and Canada because those are the two teams for women's hockey for sure. And I think we have a few of our own referees working some of those games. Not last night. They didn't get to work the championship. And, do they still have the rule that you can't work your own country's game? Is that still the case for women's hockey? Because
it was always. But, the only time they allowed it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Just because their staff was so short.
I think they should have Canadian and American referees. They represent the hockey. They're the best at it. I think we should have the officials. I think it should be 1-1. One ref, one linesman. U.S., same thing with Canada.
Well, you know what? When you're in charge, we'll let you decide.
Oh, I'm large and in charge. Okay. All right. Thanks for that, Brad. I appreciate it. All right. Well, anyway, Okay. All right. Now, there was another pretty cool story that went with the women's hockey. I don't know how many of you read about the brawl. I think it was Bulgaria and Romania, if I'm not mistaken. But there were like 550 penalty minutes. How do you get 550 minutes in penalties out of a girls' hockey game, a women's hockey game? Can someone explain that to me?
A lot of misconducts.
Yeah.
554 minutes. I just found the article finally.
You found it?
Because I was looking for it while we were loading up.
So how many minutes?
554 penalty minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot. Have you ever had a game with 554 penalty minutes, Brad?
No. But there were they have 19 players were awarded 25 minutes of match penalties. So you'll get there real quick. And then another 20 were another 20 minutes were assessed to Romania for abuse of the officials. So they can get up there real quick if they really want to, right?
And see, and
So,
we
but
think
no,
we have it tough,
I've
huh?
never had that.
And we think we have it tough.
It can happen in any game. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, let me see. I don't know if I can pull this off or not. Let me see if I can make this happen.
What are you gonna try and move the video in there?
Yeah, I was gonna try to do this. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it right now. I was gonna give it a shot. Oh, you know what? Let's try this. I may have to do this kind of live here, so bear with me here.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can see us right now. I see blackness.
You see blackness? Okay. All right, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go back. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was going to try to show you the brawl. I mean, it's a bench clear. It's definitely a bench clear. Pretty cool, but yeah, kind of one of those things. Let's see if I got it.
It's unfortunate.
I'm gonna.
It does happen.
Give me a second here. I think I could still make this. Let's talk for a second.
You're gonna try and wing this, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to wing it. Let me just see if I can get this thing. If it rolls, yeah. Let's see. This might work.
I hear noise.
Yeah.
They keep updating all of Scott's tools, so.
Well, I should have. I needed to set this up in advance.
Nope.
Can you see it now? No, you're not gonna be able to.
But what'll be really good is in a couple of years when somebody makes a bloopers reel of all this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to set this up in advance. I got another video that was sent to me today too, and I'm sorry because actually Mark Bialco sent me one with the New York Police Department and the New York Fire Department on TV going at it. And
they were going at it. Let me tell you.
For anybody that's ever worked one of the firemen and police games, there's no love there. Just so you know. You would think they're all brotherly love, that they love each other. They're Chicago policemen, Chicago firemen, that they'd get along. Not the case.
They're fine. They're fine at the beginning and the end. The during part. That's just a holy war, and it always is. And you know what? It's kind of interesting to watch because you're right. You don't expect it to happen, and then the next thing you know, some guy's attacking some guy and they're fighting. Like I watched that video of the Canada of the New York Fire Police game, and there was a fight that was in it. It was actually a pretty good fight, and the one guy knocked out the other guy. Like the firefighter knocked out the other guy. I mean, they both connected with each other, and that guy was out at least until he hit the ground.
You would think that the cops might be tougher than the firefighters, but a lot of times I think the firefighters are tougher than the cops. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know. Man, I just know that I saw that guy get rocked. I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
I feel
they
bad
both
for
landed
him.
a blow right to the forehead. Each
right
one of them got at the same time. It was like kaboom. Yeah.
So, but I was
Let's just say the benches erupted. Everybody was excited. All the players were like, "Yeah, baby."
And I'm sure it didn't go well after that. And I've been at those games, and hey, if those guys donated their time to referee it, God bless them, because boy, that's a long evening. Trust me, between those two type of teams, it's very long.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun. Anyway, so with the end of the season, so who do you like overall? You still think we're gonna? You think Tampa? Colorado. Isn't Colorado got somebody out though?
Repeat.
Isn't Langton's got?
I haven't looked.
I thought he was injured. I could be mistaken. I thought I heard something about that on one of the channels. Hard to say.
I picked my team. When they get eliminated, everybody can be like, ah! But if yours goes on, then I'll really feel bad.
Well, all right. I know Prescott's got the Canadians. He's going for the Canadians next year.
Does anybody have
if they win
different?
the lottery? If they win the lottery, he's going for the Canadians. No, he's going for the Canadians anyway. But next year, not this year.
Yep.
Not this year.
They'll be coming.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think Toronto's got a shot. I think
They're
Toronto's
a good team.
got.
They've been a good team. They've been a good team for 10 years.
Well,
they can't get out of the playoffs.
The thing
round.
I questioned, they had like 6 players change out at the trade deadline. And they picked up a couple Blackhawks. Lafferty's over there now, and I think they got somebody, I forget who else they got, but they ended up with a couple Blackhawks. But, I just think that they've, they should have won. The last couple times they've been in series, they should have won. I think, at some point you get over the hump. And I think this is the year that they actually get over the hump. I think it's now or never.
I hope they do.
It's now or never. I think it's got to happen for them. So I'm going to root for them this year.
To happen for them for 10 years.
I know.
They can go up 4-1 in a series and get eliminated. I can't understand that.
They're talking about the NHL is going to have another expansion team. That's supposed to happen. And what was the city that he's picking for that? Was it Seattle? No, we got Seattle already. Where was he going to put another team? There was talk. Was it Houston? I'm not sure. They're going to put another team in. Sure. But we were talking about this the other day, and it's like, why don't they put a second team in Toronto? Toronto could support 2 teams.
I think they definitely could.
Yeah. We were having this discussion. It's like, if anybody could support a second team, I mean, look at the New York area. You got New York, you got New Jersey, you got the Islanders, yada, yada, yada. But Toronto's only got 1 team. You could put a second team in there, and I'm pretty sure they'd be sold out every night.
Well, yeah, you know where else they would, they definitely, I think they definitely sell out there every night. I can't really argue with you there. I mean, I think there's a couple other places possibly up in Canada that get supported. I mean, right? I mean, there's got to be some bigger cities up there that are, not huge like Toronto, but I heard there's got to be something.
I heard that Nashville was sold or is in the process of being sold. They're just waiting for the league to approve the sale. And I think the deal goes through in like April or something. I'm not sure when it goes through, but it's like a 3-year deal to get it done. But anyway, Nashville's being sold. I guess the next team that's going up is probably going to be Calgary. The question is, do they move Calgary or do they keep them there? So I don't know how their attendance is because we don't watch Calgary games very often. So, it's hard to say, but, that's the other thing they got going. So, lots of stuff going in the NHL.
Yes, Quebec City was proposed and Golden Horseshoe of Southern Ontario were proposed, but nobody's really talking about it, it looks like, from what my research is, because I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
We always kind of go off the cuff. Do they show a price tag for what an NHL franchise would cost if it's a startup?
No, but
because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Nashville just sold for like $850 or $890 million, something of that nature, and they said Calgary will go for more than that. So Calgary will actually go for somewhere in the 9s.
You know what? Anything over $400 million is just gravy to me. Okay, just so you know, I wish I had $800 million.
Yeah. Some people have just more than they probably need. That's all.
Well, hey, but you know what? If they put an awesome hockey team in Nashville, and I think it'd be worth it for everybody. So you know what?
They have a good team in Nashville. Nashville's done super well. I mean, that place. I haven't been down there, but a lot of my friends have gone down there. And I guess the way they've got that city set up, it's just great. I mean, they've got the NHL right there in the happening area where the entertainment area is, and I guess it's a fun place to go. And I think, if you look at, Bears wanting to move to Arlington Heights, I think that's the best thing that could happen. I think that would be amazing because
about football now?
Yeah, I'm switching because, we're talking about these big franchise and money. I mean,
okay.
I think the Bears should go to Arlington Heights. I don't think there's any question. I don't even know what the delay is. Like, they should already be mapping this thing out, in my opinion.
Because they're going to have to create their own police department just to police the thing.
They're going to have to create their own city, okay?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
If you look at the other franchises in football that have these amazing stadiums, it becomes a community. They put apartments in there. They put restaurants in there. They put other sporting, I could see a hockey team going in that area. I could see a stadium going up in that area, because you need people coming into something like that 7 days a week. You cannot put up a standalone stadium in Arlington Heights for 8 or 9 games a year. That makes zero sense. True. It would just be like abandoned, like Arlington Park is, and it just doesn't make any sense. You've got to build something that's going to be like for everybody, that everybody can come enjoy and live there and be a part of like this community. So it would really grow Arlington Heights like tremendously. But yeah, they would definitely need more goods and services, but they're going to have a lot bigger tax revenue to work with. So, if they can work out the infrastructure, which, obviously, if you go to the Allstate Arena, it's a little tough getting in and out of there with parking. Like the access is not the best. So they'd have to figure that out if you're putting an NFL team in there, because I'm guessing they got to have at least 70,000 seats if they build that place. I don't know what an average stadium. I would think it would be more than that, but it's got to seat 70,000 people. How many seats does Soldier Field have now?
I don't know Soldier Field. So I'm working on it. Hold on, I'm on my
second
screen.
Yeah, I know we got Brad working. Brad is working the computer. And yeah, we are definitely off the topic now. So, I hope you guys are staying with us, because we'll come back to hockey. But yeah,
Nah, the heck with it. Let's just end it on football.
Yeah, we don't have to stick with the script. It's the off season. We got to have stuff to talk about. Big tournament coming to town this week for all you. This is like the winter version. Oh, yeah. This is the spring version of the big tournament weekend for us.
61,500
at Soldier Field now, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got to build over. So I think they got to build closer to 80,000 seats.
Probably be more like 100,000.
At least the ability to expand to that for sure. I would think that's accurate. I would think
just
that
get
that
it
is
done with. Just do it all in one felt swoop.
Yeah.
See, Bielko knew. So we could have just waited for him.
Oh, I didn't even see his comment come in here. Let me pop it up. Mr. Bielko says 61K in Soldier Field. Yeah. And why they would want to put more money into that place, just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Can't imagine. Well, City's lost it. Bye. They need to go.
They should have just knocked that one down and then rebuilt with what was there, and
absolutely
done a whole full thing.
Absolutely.
Not what
they had their chance, and they're still paying for that place. Like the dumbest move ever. So
excuse me, you're paying for that place. Well, not anymore. You don't live in the city of Chicago.
Exactly. Yes. Bears will get this. Mark's comment dropped off there. Let me get to it. Bears will get the Super Bowl Final Four, Supercross, and concerts. It's a done deal. Bears are moving. Yeah, I agree, Mark. And yeah, they will. They will. It's got to be a dome stadium. Whatever they build, it needs to be a dome stadium. We need one in the Chicagoland area. This is the time to do it. You will get
in January, February, March.
You will get so much business for that with the concert business, with the the sporting events. You're going to get convention business from that. It's just going to be a beautiful thing, and it needs to happen. So I hope they will. Mark also says will be $85K new stadium to get the Super Bowl. Yeah, I agree. I think that's
it's going to be 100, I bet you.
Yeah, I think it's got to be over 85 when they build it, or room to expand, a way to expand it that's built in, that like, okay, we're going to build it at this, but we can go to this and we can do it pretty easily. Because it will be it's going to be its own city. Arlington Heights will not be the same, that's for sure. And, I like Arlington Heights, but I think they need this. I think this is like the perfect location. They just need to make sure they get the access roads and everything else that goes along with it. And I think it'll be great. What else does Mark say? He says there are renditions of
new place. I knew. It has to be a dome.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's going to have a dome.
Yeah. I mean, if they were thinking about not putting a Chicago market number 3 and we don't have a dome stadium anywhere, like why wasn't one of the baseball fields domed? I get why Wrigley Field couldn't have been domed, but when they rebuilt Sox Park, that should have been a dome stadium because they could have had other things that would have kept activity here in Chicago. I think that should have been a dome. The taxpayers paid for it. At that point, you might as well get one. We needed one.
Would have kept the bullets from flying across the highway into the stadium.
Oh, you had to go there, huh?
That's why they put up all that metal. You know, all the metal in the outfield? Because originally they had the flags out there, just like kind of like Wrigley. And
are you serious? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, there was a crew every morning before a game that would walk through the entire stadium. Remember the story? They would walk through and make sure that there were no bullet holes in the seats, and it was those high rises. Remember there were those old high rises?
Yeah.
That were just across the highway that you could see right in the background.
Yep.
And they would fling bullets over it when nobody was in there, thank God. At least nobody was in there.
Wow.
But then they put up, so that's where like all the metal and all that scoreboard and stuff. Originally it was just like, you know, like, hey, DuPont, you know, and like there were big metal things that were up there. But then now it's all, you know, LEDs and whatever. But yeah, that's the reason why they put that up there.
Unbelievable. Did not know that. You know, I used to love. You know, I'm older. I went to the original Comiskey. I loved it. It was a beautiful ballpark.
So did I.
Going into the new Sox Park, not pretty to me. I know it's, you know, way better than what we had, but it's not pretty.
It's old. It was old when they built it.
Yeah, it looks like just a concrete bunker, for crying out loud. It's not pretty.
There you go.
Yeah,
you got it. That was the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got well off topic.
Yeah, we did. All right. Big tournament this weekend. You know, we do the CCM in the fall in November, and you know this is the Chicago Shuffle coming into town for this one with all the teams. How many teams we have coming in, Brian or Brad?
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, Brian. How many?
Where's Brian?
Sorry.
Is he coming later?
It was a Freudian slip, you know.
That's okay. Well, we can get Brian on here if you need
I'm sure we can.
better than me.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how many teams, but
we got a lot of games.
There's enough games.
There are 900 games or something like that. Yeah.
It's a big amount. Like
going to be a busy weekend.
It's a lot.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a busy weekend.
Hey, just think about this. Guess what opens for USA Hockey on June 1st, buddy?
Oh, my God. Registration already?
For USA Hockey for players and coaches does. I know that we'll be looking to open ours. I looked at the dates and where the first is going to fall more logically. It'll probably happen after the 4th of July, just because I think the 4th falls as a Tuesday, if I remember correctly. So, you know, but we'll get that all out there when it's available. But we're working on it. We got 10 ice sessions already set up. I do know that.
Okay.
So it'll be out hopefully soon.
So we're going back to hockey here now. So, you know, I'm going to drop a little dirt on you guys. I understand Fifth Third is going to put up two more sheets of ice. I heard that over the weekend, that it's pretty much a done deal that's going to happen. And there's talk that one of them could be almost like a small stadium, like it'll have seating 360, which they don't have at any of the facilities now. That's something they want to do, that they're looking at it. So, you know, that would be pretty cool.
How about a parking garage? That'd be nice too.
I'm pretty sure parking will be coming with that, because there's no way. There's not enough parking now without going to the outlot most of the time, that you have to have.
And if you park at the Church's Chicken, they tow your car, just so you know.
Yeah, don't park at the Church's Chicken, okay?
Hey,
by the way,
do that.
Don't park at the college across the street either, because that's like $50 to get out of there. You got to find a student that's nice that'll get you out of there. But that's kind of what they need. They need a garage like that, I think, for Fifth Third would be my guess. That's probably what they're going to have to do to make that happen. But the good news is they are going to have a couple more sheets of ice, and I think that's pretty cool. That's going to be an amazing facility, because we don't have anybody with 4 sheets at this point in time. That'll be a whole new look for everybody. So I don't know how it ties together with the 2 that they have and how that works, what they're looking at doing, but I'm sure it'll be amazing. And, you know, again, more hockey, more ice, guys. So, you know, you can't beat that. job security for the referees, right?
Sure.
Sure. Sure, why not?
All right. Well, yeah, registration's coming up. That's the big thing. Nobody has all the information yet on seminars. Once we get it, we'll get that out there. IHOA does have its elections. Monday, May 8th, 6 p.m. at the... They changed it. It used to be a Holiday Inn, but it's in Naperville. But it's either a Hilton or a Hyatt. I can't remember which one. So there you go. It's on our website, IHOA.com.
I think it's the Hilton. I could be mistaken.
I think it's the Hilton.
I'm always
too.
mistaken
but it used
too.
It used to be the Holiday Inn forever when I was a kid. So I'm used to it calling it the Holiday Inn. And it just hasn't broken.
There you go.
So,
are you running this year?
I am, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, you better be nice to me. You want to get a vote.
I am nice to you. So let's start with me. All right. There's a lot of good candidates running, so
of course
it'll be fun night as always, and you can come out and see everything that's going on with IHOA. Meet some people if you haven't met the board members. Talk to them, ask questions.
A lot of people don't come out to this, and it's really a shame because it's a chance for you to hang out with the other referees for a little while. Get to see some people. No pressure. You're not getting dressed to get ready to get on the ice, and you're pushed for time. So it's a nice evening. Usually guys stay for an adult beverage, and it ends up being a good night. So
it's a Marriott.
Oh, it's a Marriott. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hotel. It's a hotel.
PM. It's in Naperville. IHOA.com.
Bialco will give us all the information. Like you're the our go-to guy now, Mark. Naperville Marriott. When is it, Mark? Oh, it's from 6 to 9, Monday, May 8th.
And I would like to let you know who the chairman is of the election, Mark Bialco. There you go.
Okay. And Mark, can you tell us what's on the beer list at the bar?
I think that's inappropriate. Ginger beer for you.
Yeah, right. Of course. Just kitty cocktail. All right, guys. With that being said, get out and skate this weekend. It's going to be busy. We still got Spring League going. That's going to go almost till the end of May. Still got high school games and some other great stuff out there. Some more tournaments coming in. So it's going to be busy. So get out there, stay in shape. And Mark says Brad buys drinks. Yeah, he buys dinks. Dinks, not drinks. He buys dinks. Dink is a tennis shot. That's like a drop shot. It's a dink. That's what a dink is, just so you know.
Oh, all right. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Right. I always learn from you guys. I figure I might as well teach you guys something. All right. Well, everybody have a great week.
1,000.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to get out of here. I got a game tonight. Hope to see you guys soon. Have a great summer session here, and we'll be back next Monday at 5:30 right here on the Ref Room. On behalf of Brad Baumruck, I am Scott Smokin Silz from Chicago. Peace out, everybody.